of TFNN. Trade what you see with Larry Pesavento. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-873-7618. Now, Larry Pesavento.
Okay, looking good, Billy Ray, feeling good, Louis. We're going to start out today with Hood, folks. The reason why we were looking at that yesterday, the reason why I'm bringing it up to you is to show you the ratios and patterns that form, as the market proceeds. You'll notice here that once we broke out of the high of the opening price between 40 and 34 of the opening day, that's when the market really took off. It went all the way up to 86, and then it backed off to a 50% retracement. Stopped right at the 50% retracement there at 55, and then we were looking at a possibility that would go up to the 382, which was right at 70, I believe, 69 or can't remember it. It's right here. Let's just take a quick look at it so I can see it. It was at 68 and then 67.73, and if you did that trade, what you do is you take 3% of the value of that stock. So it's 68 times 3%, that means your risk on that is going to be about $4. So if you sold it at 68, your stop would have to be 72, be at 72. So you would have been stopped out of that, but it missed the 61% retracement by 20 cents. Now, what I want to do now is I want to show you what's looking at, because it just came on the wire here that the Robinhood founders have sold out. They have cashed their chips in, and evidently they've sold 97 million shares or whatever it was. But anyway, you can see now that we have an ABCD structure would take us back down near where the opening price was again, down around 44. And this is really a wild one. So I'm just bringing that to your attention. Okay, folks, you're going to have to do a little bit of homework here now, because in order for you to learn this, two things. Those of you that have been following the bonds and notes with us here, they gave us another great chance to sell them yesterday, and they've continued. The notes and bonds continue to go down. There's a major pattern up here at the 50% level in the Treasury notes and also in the bonds, because they couldn't even take out the high of 167.04. They got to 167.01. They're now trading two handles below that. So that's the main thing, to pay attention to. Now, this is where you have to do your homework, folks. I can't be with you all the time, so let me get this up here to show you. This is the same thing. I want you to, the homework here is to do it with the Dow Jones, because the Dow Jones, for some reason, because it's in the news all the time, it moves incredibly well. They all move incredibly well. We've made new highs in the NASDAQ. I'll cover that one just a second. Here's the last few days. This is an hourly chart. You see the ABCD patterns, how they come up and go down and come up and go down. If you will go and look at the Dow Jones, what happened yesterday, you'll see that each of the retracements was exactly 78% retracements. Each of the rallies were exact 78% retracements. Exactly. Now, they can't do that by accident, so these people are using these algorithms, are using some numbers of the Fibonacci summation sequence and sacred geometry, whatever they're doing, because they hit them all the time. I mean, not all the time, but most of the time. You see it every day. So just keep in mind, if you'll do the homework yourself, you'll learn something, and you'll see how the market goes back and forth and up and down and stuff like that. So that's it. Now, here's something that someone asked me a question about, and that was when I'm doing my AI program. Let me get this up here. I'll give you a good idea. This is how it all started. Let me get this up here. Get up here. We'll see. Here we are. Now, this is a 2-minute chart. Now, the reason why we use 2-minute charts, 1991, Twentyman and I went to Comdex in Las Vegas to buy a MIPS computer, which means millions of integers per second. That's how big it was. And we put it in the trading house on the ground floor where the big trading room was there. And everybody that came in there just, ooh, what is that thing? It was like a giant slot machine with lights flashing and everything. And we ran it for 3 years. It just wore it into the ground. But we looked at all kinds of charts to see which was the best to fulfill what we wanted to see, is to give us the best idea of what the market's really doing. We found the shortest time frame was 2 minutes. Also, 4 minutes is pretty good. The difference between 4 and 5 was very insignificant, but 2 minutes was very good, because what we did was Dennis Reagan, the guy that had the idea of it, he said that not only do you want to look at the price scale, forget the price scale. He said, look at the time scale. He said, because there's a time scale in there too that the market will be able to find for you. So we started looking at these things on the time scale. Instead of looking at the x-axis, we were looking at the y-axis. And so that gave us an idea of where these things are going to go. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk you through this, because this was something I was doing last night, actually, to show you what was going on. So I was looking at the crude oil, and then what I did was I got ready and I saw this pattern. And the reason why this is important, because of what John Hill taught me. Let me get this up here and you'll be able to see it. This is that same chart we were looking at. Okay, now you'll notice down here where you see the little red arrow where it says key time. You see that big bar, it dropped from 68 down to 67.25. Well, on a 2-minute chart, that's $250, which is quite a bit. Now, the reason why that is so important, you see that big move down? It stops exactly at the 78% level. Now, it stays there for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 bars, 15 minutes. And here's the key. That key time bar right there was John Hill's yum-yum trade. And the reason why he called it a yum-yum trade is after that high was put in at 68 and the market went down, once you went above 80% of that move, that was the yum-yum. You buy it on a stop. The stop would have been at 67.95. And the market, you see, went up. I'll go through the whole sequence, but that's what I was looking for last night. It went down, stopped, had the yum-yum, and boom, away that it went. Never give you any heat. It just literally, it just took off and never looked back. At the same time that I was looking at that, I was looking at seeing what possibly the AI pattern was trying to tell me. Now, this was looking at the XY axis only with the Y axis, and it was telling us that there was a bottom due at around 4:30. And so that's it. I'm going to cover some of these in the day trading session on August 19th. It's going to be a really good one, folks, and I hope you'll be able to join me. But that's the kind of thing that we're looking at. Now, all I did for the rest of the morning was to watch to see what crude oil was doing. So I came up and I started to bring it up, and this is the same chart. I just put it up here so that you'll get up to see what happened. See, after we went all the way up there and made that price objective of 100, we came back down to the 78% level, made a perfect ABCD up at 69, came down and made a perfect 61% retracement at 68.30, and that, my friends, was a perfect 1-3-5 pattern. Exactly 61% of one move and 50% of the other. And what did it do? It rewarded you with an A, B, C, D to the upside. And again, it hit it again, and it already started to sell off. So that's what you do is when you're looking at these things is to keep it. Now, the reason why this is so very, very important, we owe to John Jameson. He introduced me to Benoit Mandelbrot about a year and a half ago. I didn't quite understand it. I still don't understand much of it with fractals, but the fact that these ABCD patterns are everywhere and they start with that single little ABCD pattern. You can call it ABC, Elliott wave, whatever you want to call it, but that's the whole key to that. If you watch that, that gets you into the ball game of where you want to be playing. So I hope that gives you some indication of what we're looking at today. 877-927-6648.
Markets can rise and fall like the tides. Subscribe to Basil Chapman's newsletter, The Opening Call, and you too can ride the wave. Basil Chapman is an authority in technical analysis. His Chapman Wave trading system has been helping traders identify trends and capitalize on momentum in the markets since 1984. TFNN invites you to test Basil's proprietary Chapman Wave trading methodology with a monthly subscription to the Opening Call newsletter for only $149. Your subscription to the opening call comes with a 30-day money-back guarantee, as well as daily market updates on key indexes, stocks, and commodities. Ride the wave. Sign up for the opening call risk-free today.
What's separating you from the most successful men and women on Wall Street? That's right, information. Having all the information gives us the perspective we need to place the right trades at the right time. The TAS Profile Scanner is the premier market profile-based scanner. Powered by its acclaimed TAS proprietary algorithms, this feature-rich scanner instantly filters over 2,500 plus global financial markets, such as stocks, ETFs, commodities, futures, and Forex. This powerful suite of tools leverages instant trade filtering and strategy formulation to show you emerging trades before they happen. For a limited time, you can save $100 off your first month by using the promo code UPGRADE, and you still get a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. Level the playing field with the TAS Profile Scanner, which you can find under the Services tab at TFNN.com. Sign up today.
Sharpening your skills as an investor is like getting better at playing a musical instrument. You have to practice, sure, but you also need excellent instruction from experts. At TFNN, you'll get advice and guidance from the authority in technical market analysis. And it's not just dry, tedious text either. TFNN airs live financial content streamed live on TFNN.com and TFNN's YouTube channel with Tiger TV, live every market day from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern, for free. Each host is an experienced trader and gives their take on the market while taking calls and questions live from around the world. From the moment the market opens until the closing bell sounds, Tiger TV has 8 different shows with expert hosts to help you make the right moves with your money. Watch online at TFNN.com or on TFNN's YouTube channel and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-873-7618.
Okay, folks, let's see how many smart people we got in the room here. I put up the U.S. debt clock. You can get that usdebtclock.org, but I want you to look at the fact that the national debt, this thing has, believe it, I did this about 2 hours ago, and it's already $5 million more than when I posted it. The total national debt is $28,604,000,000, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Okay? Going below, you'll see in 1960, our debt to ratio was 52%. 1980, it was 34%. In 2000, it was 56%. And now we're at 128%. And you have to ask yourself, that is why stocks have been as high as they are, because someone is pumping money into it. And we know who that is, don't we, boys and girls? Now, here is the $64,000 question, and you get a wonderful prize if you get it right. 28 trillion. How many years does it take to make 28 trillion seconds? The first person that gets it, I will be very impressed. If you can tell me how many seconds there are in 28 trillion seconds, how many years are there in 28 trillion seconds? Just to show you how big a number the trillion is, okay? Is it 100 years, 50 years, 20 years? Does anybody want to take a wild guess? Hey, you got a chance for a big prize here. 906,000 years, folks. 906,000 years to make 28 trillion seconds. That's how big a number trillion is. The reason why I'm giving you the story around the campfire today, folks, because when this party is over, and it is different this time. The party's never going to be over this time. But sometime after I'm long gone to that big place in the sky, I hope it's in the sky, we will be looking at this saying, oh my goodness, where all this money go? So it will never be repaid, by the way. Anybody that owes that much money, you're no longer a debtor, you're a partner. So keep yourselves in mind that that's what you're looking at. I haven't seen this debt clock. Someone sent it to me yesterday afternoon and asked me about it, and I don't know much about it. All I know is I can see those figures and what it means, and we've heard Shane talk about the Fed and everything else. So anyway, that's just one of the things that we're looking at here today. Okay. Let's just get it up here. I want to bring another chart to your attention because we just made new highs here in the old NASDAQ 100. Let's get this up here so we can see it. There we go. This is the hourly chart going back the last 3 weeks. That is a 3 drive to a top pattern, but that top could be a lot higher. I mean, it could certainly go a lot higher. But we had a top on the 13th. We had a good break. We had another break again on the 27th. But look at the breaks, folks, between the 27th, the 29th, and the 30th. They're all hit on almost exactly at 786 retracements. You tell me these guys are not using algorithmic trading? Get out of here. Look at yesterday's low. It was an exact 382 of the previous day's low. I mean, they have to be using those because they can't stop in unison. Somebody's doing something like that. So I'm bringing it to your attention because try to take advantage of it and see if you can get it on your side, and we'll be able to see if it's going to be looking at it. That's for sure. Now, I wanted to cover a couple things that we talked about before, and one of them, of course, I don't want to get into the standard deviation thing again because it's pretty complicated for some people. If you spend a little time with it, you'll see that it's not as complicated as you might think. But I would like to mention, if you have an interest, I have I got too many questions coming in here. Give me 1 second here because we're having a question here about the FANG stock. So give me 1 second here and we'll get the FANG stocks up here and we'll look at them one at a time. The one I really want to watch is Netflix, because I had heard that Netflix is broken out to the upside today. And if this is a breakout, it's the smallest one we've seen in a long time. Let's get it up here and take a look at it because I want to draw in the 382 retracement on this because this is a very, very important. Shucks, hold on just a second. This darn computer is a little bit squirrely today. Yeah, there we are. Here's where we are we're there right now. We'll get it up here and you'll see what we've done so far. With the Netflix, is we've made a 382. We have taken out the high of late July, so that's good. And but we're going to run into some resistance there at the 525, 526 level because that is an ABCD, and that's going to cause the market to back off. But that is not a very bullish chart. Now let's take a look at Amazon, and hold on just a second here. We'll get this up here because you'll be able to see here we've had this is really truly amazing, folks. This is the daily chart for Amazon, and let me just get this up here for you to show you. Here you go. You see that low we made there? That was 2 standard deviations right down there to the bottom. Okay, what we're going to do now is we're going to go down to a 15-minute chart so we can see it a little easier, and there it is. There's the bottom right in here. There's where we were. We had this. There was the bottom right there. That was your 2 standard deviations right there on the 3rd. That was on Tuesday. We had a big rally up. We pulled off to the 50% level. Folks, this is not a bullish chart. I don't care what you say about anything, but that is not a bullish chart. Something has happened to Amazon that it doesn't look as good as it once was. Now we'll take a look at the Google, the stock that always keeps giving and never looks back. Here it is. We still have not taken out that Kroll Foundation I'm looking at. We made a low the other day at 2680. The old high was at 2670. So there's a gap there, and it's been there for 2 weeks. Now, if we close at around 2690, and down near that, and right near the end of that, you don't want to close any lower than 2685. But if it gets to 2685 and closes there, then you've got a chance for it to gap down the next day. And then if it does, look out. I mean, it's a very rare pattern. I've mentioned it before, but it's something that you want to pay, relatively close attention to. And here's one of our all-time favorites. We're having a nice little bounce today. In fact, we've made a pretty nice 135 pattern so far. We'll see where the high today in Mr. Appel. Believe it or not, they can't make this stuff up. Exactly 61% up there at 148, and we'll see how that's going to work. We got to pay a few bills here, but we get one or two more of these in here. And, we got Facebook here coming back to the old triple top line. That'll be a good one to look at. Hold on one second, boys and girls. And there we are. Get this up here. Okay, and there we are. You'll see we broke below the triple top. The low that we made just 2 days ago, we didn't draw that in, but we should have. The low we made the other day is exactly 61%, folks, down there at 348, and now we're trading at 360. These numbers are just bouncing around everywhere there for you to look at them, and you'll be able to look. Now let's look at Tesla. And we still haven't cleared that big number yet. Let's get it up here, but we are close. We need to get it above 735 in the old Tesla, boys and girls, and then we've got something to look forward to. You'll be able to see it up in here. So that's it on the front for the FANG stocks, and we'll see how we keep moving on from here. Take a break. 877-927-6648.
Are you having fun trading the markets but having trouble finding like-minded individuals to discuss your trading and investment ideas with? Become an apex predator in the trading markets and join the Tiger's Den Trading Room only at TFNN.com. The Tiger's Den is an exclusive trading room where successful traders from around the world come to exchange trades and ideas. Join the den and surround yourself with the sharpest minds in the trading world. Subscribers to the Tiger's Den are also the first to have their questions answered live on air and can privately chat with our TFNN hosts live during their shows. Interact with other tigers and tigresses as they share trading ideas, news analysis, and discuss the market action all trading day. Subscribe to the Tiger's Den risk-free with our 30-day money-back guarantee and become part of the TFNN trading community. TFNN, educating investors.
You could be making money off the stock market. And if you're already making money off the stock market, you could be making a lot more. Check out TFNN and Tiger TV and get expert investing advice to give you the power to control your financial future. Go to TFNN.com and find the newsletter for you. Whether you're into trading gold, metals, futures, currencies, or options, you'll get advice and analysis to help you seriously get ahead. TFNN also features trading services with a 30-day money-back guarantee for new subscribers, as well as TFNN's Tiger Den Trading Room, trading software, and educational webinars for all trading levels. And make sure you check out Tiger TV for free on TFNN.com or TFNN's YouTube channel for live financial content from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern on market days. Stop watching on the sidelines while other people get rich and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartley's, ABC's, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com.
This segment is brought to you by Thinkorswim. For more information, just click the Thinkorswim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Okay, folks, I posted a little 15-minute chart on Coffey, and you can see it follows the numbers really good. I probably should start trading again, because the reason why I didn't, it's been 50 years, because it used to be, the coffee pit was coffee and orange juice were basically all related. I mean, they were all cousins, uncles, nieces. I mean, they had a rule in there. If they could find a way to screw the customer, they got an extra bonus, and they were very good at it. So I didn't do it. I really shouldn't say that. That's not true. I was long some coffee in, 73, I think, 1973. And I had 4 contracts on, and I had a hunch that maybe it was time to take some profits. So I told my broker to sell the 4 contracts at the market. It was limit bid, and I got filled limit down. And that was a period of about 30 seconds. What happened was, in retrospect, I had picked the top, but I was a little late getting in. So I got filled limit down. That was, it's 4,000 times 4, the $16,000 swing. And ever since that time, I didn't trade coffee or orange juice or cocoa. Cocoa was okay, but that's it. I had a customer at Drexel, folks. Most of the business at Drexel was all discretionary. 20-Min and I did all discretionary business. There were a few customers, there were probably 20, 30 of them, that did all their own work. There was one guy from Pasadena. Never met the guy. His name was Dale, but he only did about 4 trades with me in that 6-year period that I was there. But he was within the high, I mean, to the day, 1 or 2 days of coffee and cocoa and sugar. That's all he traded. But boy, I don't know what he did, but man, did he nail that sucker. After he hit the first one, I coattailed him on second, third, and fourth ones, but he was very, very aloof. He didn't want to be friends with anybody, and he didn't want to share anything, so hands off. That was one of the things you had to do, is if someone didn't want to, participate in the party, you didn't have to do that. So that's it. Now let's take a look here at coffee, because this is really important, folks. If you like patterns and stuff, look at this. We had this weather market up here when we got to 215. Okay. Now you see how we backed off. We stopped exactly at the 61% retracement of the low we made in July. That was a 382. Okay, so we know that's valid. Now look what's happened now. We've been here since August the 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th. For 4 days now, we have this little tiny rally that is putting the market to sleep. Shut the front door and raise the rent. Now we're going to try it one more time to see if it works. We're going to get up here with an hourly chart just to take a look at it. And we're going to do the same thing with this like we did with, hold on with 1 second, with Hood. I'm not trading these. I'm just trying to give you an idea of what they are. So here's what I would be looking for. And we'll be watching this just to see if we get one of these right. And by the way, if you're still short the bonds, folks, hang on, because they're going down a long way. Hold on here 1 second. We'll get this up here. This is what you're looking for. You're looking for a 382 retracement over a 4 to 5 day period. We're in day 4, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th. We're in 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th. We're in the 4th day right now. You'd like to see a little spike up to about 186. That's the number you're looking at, and that's where you would be taking a look at the coffee to go short. You got to risk 3% of that, so 3% of 180 would take it be about $7. You got to risk on coffee, which is not unusual, but that's the type of thing. We'll be watching. I'm putting my limit minder in so that if we do get there, we'll be able to learn something from it. So hopefully that'll be helpful. I bring that to your attention because this is how I learned all this stuff. I put that chart up of crude oil for a reason, and that is when that MIPS computer starts spitting that stuff out, 20-Min devoured numbers like no person you've ever seen, and that's where he came up with these harmonic numbers that we see because they bounce around all the time. I mean, they're just they're doing the same thing over and over again. So that's the main thing. I posted a few trades last night in the 382 pattern in the gold that was at 18.19. The market got to 18 and then dropped $20-some, but sometimes you miss them, sometimes you don't. But they were done correctly. It's just that they just didn't get filled, and there's not much else you can do about that. So those are just a few of the things that we're paying attention to. Question about one other commodity, and I'll bring it up here in just a minute. That's the old live hogs here. I know you folks are just loving them hogs. Let's get a second here. I believe the hogs were heading down, as I recall. Oh, that's the wrong one. Just a second here. Darn it. Just a minute here. Hogs start with an H. Yeah, live hogs. There we go. Hold on, boys and girls. Let's get this up here, and we'll see what we are doing here. Whoa! Oh, I bet your bull was on this one like a cheap suit. Holy cow, look at this. Let's get this puppy up here. Oh, this is such a nice chart. I'm going to spend a little time with this one, boys and girls. I miss this darn thing. This is a 60-minute chart, and by golly, I mean, this is... and this was yesterday. There's no reason to miss this. Look at that. That's no good. Oh, I'm in pain. Well, I shouldn't be in pain, but that's it. Okay, now you're gonna see what I missed. Okay, this is you can learn a lesson on this one, boys and girls. Okay, there's your 3 drive to a top yesterday. Right, the 786 comes in at 94.31. The high was 94.04, within 30 points. That's less than $100. The market breaks down. Today, what does it do? It rallies up to Mr. Fibonacci at 91.60. We are now 4 handles, $1,500 lower. And guess where we're going with this one, boys and girls? You do not have to be a rocket science to figure this one out. And if you put the old ABCD Benoit Mandelbrot thing in there, you're going to see that our profit objective on this, had I done it, no, it's not a question of missing out. There's so much stuff going on with these market folks that I can't keep up with everything and maintain a life, a regular life. I watch the crude oil, I watch the gold, I watch the stock indices, I watch the bonds. I can't get I watch the grains, and I do the best I can, and sometimes I miss them. But what I try to do is I try to give you an idea is that, you know what, boys and girls, you can do this stuff yourself. You don't have to be a rocket scientist. This is simple dimple, pay the pimple. You know, you can do this stuff. It's not hard. Please try it if you like it. I'm here to help you. Shut the front door, raise the rent. You know what? I think the old hoggies are limit down. Yep, I do believe they're not trading, so they must be limit down. We haven't seen a limit down move. Wow, selling them on the opening. Yeah, they are limit down. Shut the front door, 87.12. Boy, just selling him on the opening today would have been shut the front door. I missed that one. Doggone it. What are you going to do? 877-927-6648. Don't bother to call in now, folks. Al tells me, Al's not here today. He's taking a few days off, but Dylan tells me that the line is just absolutely really having a day off here, but we want to take a look at something. Larry, copper may be putting a bottom around these levels. Ruby and the Romantics. Hold on one second. Ruby, we are going to look at the Dr. Copper for Ruby, and we'll have something to do. Since she's not calling in, we're going to do it promiscuously, whatever that big word is. Hold on one second here. I wish you folks could see the cool apartment that my, that's the wrong one. Oh, God, I love this business. Hold on one second. There's the copper. Let me get this up here, right here. Copper is putting in a bottom. Yep, we've hit some kind of a bottom today. Let's take a look. 877-927-6648.
Are you in the market for buying or selling real estate in the Bay Area, including the surrounding St. Petersburg, Tampa, and Clearwater markets? Tiger Real Estate LLC is a firm that has extensive experience in the Tampa Bay area. Whether you're looking to sell your current property for maximum value, or you're in the market for a second home or investment property, Tiger Realty has the experience across all areas of real estate in the Tampa Bay area to help buyers and sellers make the most informed decisions across all price levels. From the price you should be paying per square foot in certain up-and-coming areas to the type of cash flow investment properties are capable of creating, Tiger Real Estate can help you make the best decision when it comes to all areas of the market. Before you make one of the biggest decisions of your financial future, call Tiger Real Estate LLC today at 727-329-8322 or email us at tiger@tfnn.com. That's 727-329-8322. Call us today.
The technology around us is changing every day. With so much happening, it can seem impossible to keep up with all the information. David White's investment newsletter, The Technology Insider, is designed to give you all the information you need to understand the technology that shapes today's markets and tomorrow's future. David White has made his living staying on the cutting edge of technology. His weekly newsletter will give you specific recommendations for value tech stocks, as well as entry prices, target prices, and stops to set for each trade. Dave delivers his weekly newsletters every Friday with updates throughout the week. You can get the Technology Insider at TFNN.com for only $37.50. Sign up for David's newsletter, The Technology Insider, and get an inside look at everything the technology sector has to offer. Try it risk-free today with our 30-day money-back guarantee. TFNN, educating investors.
Are China A-shares hot or not? If you trade China A-shares, now may be time to take a closer look. Trade CHAU or CHAD, Directions Daily CSI 300 China A-share Bull and Bear ETFs. China A-shares in either direction. Visit directioninvestments.com today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction shares at 866-476-7523. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV.
Okay, we're back, folks, and let's see what we've got here. We've got to do this thing. I'm trying to do two things at once, and I got to do it, so bear with me here, boys and girls. Nothing else I can do but to do this. Uh-oh, I've got a problem. Trouble in River City, as they say. Shut the front door. All right, got to do something else here. I don't know what's wrong with the computer again. I keep getting... that's what it is. Okay. Sorry. I'm sorry to be a little hesitant here, folks. I'm trying to place an order, and I don't want to screw it up. So hold on 1 second. We'll get this up here so we can take a quick look at it and not get off the beaten path by too much. Okay, I put the copper up chart. Let's get this chart up here so we can talk to Ruby about the coffee. Hold on a second here. Now I'm running into problems again. Now I've lost, oh dear. Shut the front door and raise her in. I've lost my camera facilities, boys and girls, so I'm going to have to... Did my copper chart post, boys and girls? Could you tell me whether it did or not? I would pull my hair out, but there's only 4 strands, so I can't do that. So that's it. Copy that. Is anybody hear me at all? 877-927-6648. Broadsword to Danny Boy. Broadsword to Danny Boy. The chicken is in the pot. The eagle has landed. I'm not even in there, baby. What's going on? Let's forget about it. Move on, baby. Move on. What happened? Wow. Something's wrong. I don't know what it is, but I'm not going to worry about it. Technical part of this business just don't agree with me. Can you hear me, Timmy? Timmy, can you hear me? Aha. Posted copper. Can you still hear me, Timmy? Because nobody else can, I don't believe. I don't know why this is it, but well, I don't know what to do now because I'm not a tech. Well, some people can still hear me. Anyway, Bo's saying that he got part of the copper, the hog move, but not all of it. Hey, you're never going to get it all. You know, those 4 fears that Mark always went through, you know, fear of missing out or fear of leaving some on the table. Hey, you're always going to leave some on the table. And the reason why is the only way you're not going to lose some on the table is if you get the absolute low or high tick. And that's the race. Those are saved for God, and she doesn't trade every day. So just got to remember, if you're looking at this copper chart, here's what you need to look at. The last rallies have all been about 5 cents, Ruby, and that's all we did right now. And all we did now is we went up and we matched the high on a 61% retracement of what we did yesterday at the we went from 440 down to 31. We rallied up a nickel exactly to the 61% retracement. Now, if we start getting above 438, then yes, then maybe there is a bottom in here. But frankly, I think we're getting ready to come down to the 78.6 level down there at 426 a pound. That's the way it looks like to me. I hope that makes any sense, because I don't know what's going on and no one's telling me, and so I don't know. So we'll just keep talking, maybe have a better idea of what's going on. Okay, let's move on to one other thing here. Let me get rid of the copper out of the way here and see what's happening, and we'll have a better idea of what's going on. I frankly wish I could see what's going on. Boy, the hogs are limit down. Boy, they're locked tighter than a... You know what? Let's move on here to take a look at. Well, since we're talking about this, here's what we're looking at. We'll just do the AI program. What the heck for kicks? I can't even post that. Oh, man, this is no good. I don't like this very much. Does anybody, is anybody in the room hear me? I know the people that are on Skype that communicate with me on Skype are telling me, yeah, we hear you. But I don't know if anybody in the room can hear me or not. So I don't know what the answer to that is, so we'll see what's going on. Yep, everybody that's on, yeah, you can hear me, but they're hearing me on YouTube and they're not hearing me in the room. So, and I can't post any charts, okay, and I can't answer any questions. So, I don't know what else to do. You know what I could do? I could probably sing and dance like I usually do. That's usually pretty good too. So we'll pay attention to some of these things here. Okay, as far as Tommy Hugard was supposed to be our guest today, but they are having a storm to end all storm, one of the worst storms they've ever had in Bournemouth, England, there on the south coast. And he's under the he's got a lot of family things to take care of today, so he's unable to be on the show. He'll be on in a couple weeks, and he'll try to be a regular guest. We're also trying to get David Paul as our guest again, and I haven't heard from David for a week, so he'll be back on in the business here. So that's what we're paying attention to here today. There's a 50-50 chance that I might not be here tomorrow. I'm not sure yet, but it's 50-50, more like 51-49 of being here, but we'll have to wait and see. I will not be here next Tuesday and Wednesday, the 11th and 12th of August. I will not be here on the 11th and 12th. That's next Wednesday and Thursday. Not going to be a problem. So that's it. If you're interested in that article about cryptocurrencies, this is the 12-year anniversary, and believe me, folks, no, what do you call these things? Tulip bulb markets lasted 12 years. You can forget that. And we're in the 12th year with cryptocurrency, so get your head around some of this stuff. If you have an interest in this article that was written, just drop me an email at larrypesavento@gmail.com, and I'll forward you that article if you'd like to read it. Okay, nothing other questions. I don't know what else to do. I guess this is it for the day, boys and girls. I don't know what else to do, so I'm just going to call it a day. We got a commercial here. I can't see any questions or anything, and I'm pretty much out of gas, All right, that's it. 10-4. I've had it. Over and out.
Building wealth trading in the stock market seems